And then you have your third eye and your crown and all this stuff, the higher level. But it's that root, that base is going to give you that spark. Hey, what's up?
I don't know. I'm half asleep and I wandered into what sounds like my kind of conversation, so I felt like I'd try to tag in.
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
I was just talking about how if these NPCs are ready to sacrifice themselves, why don't we hijack them to sacrifice them for our cause?
I'm definitely saying it. I like you more and more every time I hear you talk. I've been out here saying that. The first time we met, I was like, fuck them. I'm not here to help any of them out. You know what I mean? Like, they're in my way. They could get out of the way so we can save the world for you, dumbasses. You know?
Exactly.
And if we need to throw you in the fire in the meantime,
we need to see ourselves as above them, not at the same level as them. Too many conservatives are like, oh, we're on the same level. No, we're not. We're not. They're in the trench. We're looking down at them. If you keep operating like you're in the trench, guess what? You're putting false limitations on yourself.
Sorry, I got distracted. Somebody had an awesome comment. Nick ain't taking no chances with Bluetooth connection fried his brain. He got that wired connection. I'm an audio engineer by trade, man. I don't do those Bluetooths. You know, they're sending freaking signal between your head all the time you have them on, in between your cranium. They're communicating with each other, back and forth to ping. So it's not just like coming from your phone to your head. It's going ding, 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 ding the whole time you wear them. You won't catch me wearing those. Sorry, what were we saying? I'm such a nerd.
Someone asked, if you're depressed most of the time, you're lonely. So how does sexual energy get you out of the depression? What can you do? Sexual energy.
Go fuck some bitches.
No.
I'm just kidding.
So you can get more parasites? No.
I'm totally kidding.
He's joking. No. So one book that I read was, I think it was like the quadratic heart of Shiva, like the 4-chambered heart of Shiva. And in it, they were talking about the definitions of love and all this stuff. And they were saying, it was really, really profound to me. It was saying that what you love in another person is often just what they inspire, the feeling that they inspire inside of you. It's already inside of you. It's just that person just triggers that, or they help bring it out or pull it out. So it's like the whole concept of you're ultimately just loving yourself, you know? So
intellectually masturbating.
No, it's not that. But no,
I see what you're saying.
It's you. The whole like seeking sex and all this stuff is so base. It's so base. It's not. It's gonna end you in that depression. And
especially young men, if you're chasing that around.
Yeah. Mind gathering.
They're going to lead you to disaster, and you asked for it. Mm-hmm. I can't even get mad at the ladies for doing it, man. You let them. So just don't have a purpose in life. Don't make the pee your purpose.
Does it sound like masturbation? No, it's not. Oh my God. It's not. No, it's a complicated thing. I'm not even going to get into that book. That book is like it's esoteric. I need to get all my esoteric books out. I don't have them. Don't want to.
Sandaya said an interesting comment. She was like, it's gone now and I can't pull it back up. But she said something like, sex isn't the only way to get sexual energy, something like that.
Yes, having sex is like, yes, I wish you would speak on that because that is so true. Sex is not the only way to get sexual energy. That's like.
What do you guys mean?
Sexual energy, like, you can get sexual energy from just being around people, absorbing it. It's just a certain frequency of energy that you can like cultivate that feeds into a certain chakra. That's it. It's not, obviously certain acts will do certain things and you'll get arousal and all this stuff, but you can get that energy, that base energy without sex.
So you can harvest that from other people in a way that you're not sexualizing yourself?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
That makes sense to me. I've never thought it through like that. I just never really thought about it on that level, but it makes total sense to me because as a man, I always with sexual frustration or whatever it was, being super horny as a young man coming into puberty, I would channel that towards productive ends.
Exactly.
so that it wasn't like me like chasing, simping around, or fucking being an idiot for someone. You know what I mean? Like I was trying to do productive things with that energy. So I totally get what you're saying.
Yeah, it's definitely, certain sense. When I'm at work, sexual energy is what people are seeking out, and because their vibration is so low, they cannot channel it properly. Yeah.
Oh my God, I'd love you to expand on that sometime. That would be a deep, insightful. I'd like to hear your perspective on that. That's deep.
Yeah, they can't. Sex magic. Yeah, sex magic is, yeah, whatever. But those people are just sex magic. Their teeth are messed up really bad.
They always become degenerate booty boy, like drug addicts. There's no way to keep that on the rails from what I can tell. So good luck.
You can save sex for marriage and kids. You can save sex for a meaningful relationship for sure. But you can still cultivate a good sexual energy within yourself and the world around you. And when I say sexual energy, I mean that base level root chakra energy. That's what it is. That grounding, vigor of life, that fire energy that propels you upward.
Yeah, it doesn't make you want, especially young men need to be careful about this kind of thing because when we first come into puberty and stuff, men can become like lustful, very much so, and that's how you get like rapists and shit like that. So be careful about this kind of thing, harnessing sexual energy, young men. Don't go into it thinking like, oh, I'm going to get inspired, revved up or whatever, and then go do some things. I don't know that would be productive. Just cool your jets, you know. This is a lot easier for women to assimilate than you young men. So just take it slow. Hit me up if you want, or some man that you trust that's older that can help guide you a little bit. But it's not as simple as just like, oh yeah, I've got this horny energy or whatever. I'm going to use that productively because you're not thinking straight necessarily.
Yeah, it is a little. It's a little bit harder for men because it's like not on tap.
Because our little heads often guide us instead of our big heads.
And yeah, it's just like and plus women naturally we're using that energy and translating in a lot of ways, and it's so abundant in a lot of ways. So it's like there's not that that starvation, because when you're starving, you go crazy.
Great point, but you know what? Now it's all such cheap. It's not like where men I used to feel like kind of coveted or appreciated a woman's form like artistically almost, or wanted to praise it and cherish it. Now it's like. This is not necessarily all men's fault because women are putting it out there for free, basically, like in Instagram and stuff. But like, there's just shallow ways of getting that sexual lust thing going off in their head or whatever. And it's like, if you allow yourself to fall victim of that, again, don't chase the pee, guys. You have to orient yourself away from that, young men, because in this world, it's everywhere. It's going to get you. It's going to get you if you don't consciously stop doing that. It's not a good look. By the way, that's what brings women around in my experience too. When you're chasing a purpose instead of the pee, they're put off when they sense that you're chasing the pee. They don't want your purpose to be about what's between their legs necessarily. They want you to have a purpose that they can like be supportive of and happy and proud of, but they don't want your purpose to be that. That's not attractive.
Exactly.
Because she knows she can do whatever she wants to. You wrapped around her finger. She don't like that.
Yeah, there's no challenge. There's no reward.
She might let you buy her a house or fucking put her up in a car or some shit like that, but she's not your girl. Don't be confused about that. If she's got you wrapped like that, she knows it. Ask any girl out there, man. They know what I'm talking about.
Abuse causes extreme dysfunction in healthy sex life. Exactly, and that's what's happening to all these kids. They're being abused by their teachers. They're being traumatized. And they're going to have dysfunction. So if that sex energy is tied to that root energy that drives you to create and build and do and live, and drives you to live your higher it's the pilot light that ignites you to the higher self. If that's messed up, what's going to happen to these kids? You think they're going to like have their third eye open randomly one day? No. They're going to be trapped in their dysfunction. And that's the thing that people don't get. They don't understand why it's so dangerous.
Sundaya's dropping some serious heat in the chat, I gotta say.
She knows what it is. This is her work. This is her field.
That's why I find her perspective fascinating, because she's super intelligent, and I like her common sense even more than her intelligence. But the sex magic thing is a very interesting thing to me because people really believe they can manifest through sex. And all it does is change vibration.
That is so true.
She goes on to say, exactly. Tricks that are just trying to have sex are boring. They get rinsed quicker. Mm-hmm. They get ran through. Am I right, Zendaya?
The energy exchange on a sexual frequency is the most powerful because it can be... Exactly! It's super powerful. So why do we demonize it and make it seem like, oh, whatever, it's just porn, it's just this. It's incredibly powerful. You can create a whole universe with that energy. You can capture a soul and bring it down to earth with that energy, but we're trying to pretend that it's whatever, and you should be focusing on, your entrance exams and, your taxes and stuff. No. You can do both.
So, Layla, let me tell you, just real quick, people, how I stumbled into this sex magic thing. So, I used to be a nerd. I still am, but I used to read, like, any old document I could find on, like, ancient Atlantis and stuff. And one time I'm sitting there reading one, and it's, like, the most compelling account I've ever come across. Ties together a bunch of other ones and gives me all kinds of good new dirt. I was like, who the fuck wrote this? I go to the front. Aleister fucking Crowley. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. I thought that guy was, because I loved Jimmy Page as the guitar player of Led Zeppelin when I was growing up, and he, like, worshipped Crowley. But I just thought Crowley was, like, some weird-looking imbecile, frankly. Well, I look into his life tenet, and it's called sex magic. And don't go running away with this, folks, because he can be very poetic and convincing and charming in some ways. But like I said, it leads to degeneracy. For him especially, he became a gay, degenerate drug addict. But he put it like this. And bear with me for a second, folks, because I'm going to bring this full circle, and I think you'll appreciate it. So 1 + 1 = 1 = 3. So man, woman, coming together as one, produce the third, the child. At that moment of climax is exponentially the most likely, it's your reconnection with source God, how he put it. And he said it's most likely to manifest at that time. And if you and a partner come together with the same ideas of manifestation at the same time, that's exponentially more likely to manifest. So that got me thinking, if that's true at all, and it makes some sense because like you guys were saying, it creates life. It's the most powerful energy force on earth. If nobody's realizing this is happening when they're creating children, they're literally imprinting whatever's in each of their individual minds on the DNA of that child when they're conceiving it. Think of all the destruction and chaos that's got to be causing our societies right now, because nobody really understands or thinks about I'm going to come together and create a love child with a person I love forever. That's not really happening. But imagine how quickly we could change course and reverse the events if some people did start thinking of it that way. Like, for instance, if me and my girl were going to be like my wife forever, we decided we want to have a child consciously. We're prepared for it, and we're going to do it with the idea in mind of creating a perfect love child that can help bring about peace in the world. Mm-hmm. That's a cool idea. Who knows? One couple doing that, creating one kid, you could have and I'm not trying to get into a Jesus debate or even that he's real or anything. I'm not going there, but you could create a Jesus Christ type character from that. You know what I mean? Somebody that can come about. So that's what got me thinking about sex magic. But you got to be really careful with that because it seems like it could go off the rails real quick.
It definitely can. It definitely can. I think everybody is vibing with me for sure. This is why they don't want us to find our divine counterparts. Exactly, Candy. Exactly.
Mic drop.
There's a lot of mic drops. This whole chat is mic drop moment.
You ain't lying. I'm catching up right now. Holy hell.
They're
I don't really get to share my sex magic insight, my thoughts on this too often, people. This is dope. Glad you're all receiving it. Not literally. Not receiving my sex magic, literally. Dumb sex pun, anybody?
Making a complete selfish act by 2 adults, no child has to be here. Well, I'm pretty sure they did. They agreed to it. There's always compliance at some level. Or
what did they say?
Someone said, making a child is a complete selfish act by 2 adults. No child has to be here. I don't think that's true.
Well, what about me, who is super thankful and grateful that my parents came together to make me? Obviously. Were they being selfish? Because they seem to do it for the reasons of producing a kid purposely, and raising him properly. So I would say they weren't being selfish. Maybe to some extent, nature drives us selfishly to reproduce, but taking on the task of actually raising a kid to maturity as a, dare I say, young man, a proper young man, like that's more than selfishness, if you ask me.
Giggity, giggity. He's in here.
Yeah.
And also, since all time exists, like there's no past, there's no past or future. It just all exists. You know, there's only the now. So if he's thankful now, then when they did that, it wasn't selfish because he was already thankful for it. So it's just, it's really complicated when you get in the quantum realm.
You can say everything's motivated by selfishness.
Everything is.
And call me controversial. I don't even think that's a bad thing.
I don't think it's a bad
people
thing
should
at all.
stop being so pretentious and just acknowledge the fact that we're all selfishly motivated.
Yeah, the reason why I want attention, the reason why I want a page, the reason why I want to talk about this stuff is so I can save my ass. And then I know that everybody else's ass will be saved too.
Yes, we're all. If you're not, it's like the old adage goes: if you're going down in a plane, you got to put your freaking mask on first before you can start looking to your kids or anybody else that you're trying to take care of. Yeah. If you're going down, if you're not living in a productive, healthy way, I don't care who you are, you're not going to do anything but selfishly try to change that, and that's not a bad thing. Stop being so weak, people.
Yeah,
selfishness is good.
Let's face the facts. Selfishness is good.
You know what? Layla, my campaign, if I was going to campaign politically in 2024, it'd be like, let's bring back selfishness and shaming. Those would be my 2 tenets, my platform.
Man, people would lose their shit.
I would love every second of it.
The left, yeah, exactly. That's why the left has been attacking toxic individualism. You caring about yourself, because through caring about yourself, you're caring about the collective.
That is what I was going to say. We all asked to be here. I know I did. God informed me at one point that I had completed my crucible, necessary conditioning to prepare me for the role I chose before being birthed into this life. Those words I'll never forget. It was so poetic. I wish I could have came up with them. Accuse me of making them up.
Based.
I'll take credit, but no. You choose that shit yourself, if you ask me.
I think.
Whether you realize it or not.
I think so too. I think we all choose this. We choose to take on our parents' burdens. We choose to play this game of life.
Yeah, because you can actually do something about it. You can learn from it. You can impact people and help people unite despite all the hardships and stuff. Dude, I had a crazy 20s. I tell you what, even my crazy life. And I've come to realize it helped me to be in a perfect position to be able to like empathize with pretty much anybody from any walk of life.
I hear that. I hear that for sure. Yeah.
So go ahead, Leah.
No, just this sort of topic is not what people are ready to address or enter into their awareness, because they're just like thinking about, mortgage payments and the pastor and all this and this. And, that's great and everything, but the people who are running the show and psychologically manipulating billions of people on the planet, they've been through this. Is like 101. So
yeah, they know it. They understand the psychology of this is called evolutionary psychology or sexual psychology, whatever you want to call it. It's Sigmund Freud kind of started pioneering the field, but it's pretty self-evident to psychoanalytics that sexual needs are at the top of the hierarchy for life, because you have to reproduce, you have to procreate to sustain a species. So that, along with eating and everything else that it takes to sustain yourself, are right at the top of your basic primordial needs. So these do affect us, and they motivate us in ways that, like you were saying, politicians and whoever else is privy to the game are well aware. That's why certain colors, even like if you ever notice McDonald's, Wendy's, all the fast food joints are red and yellow.
Yeah.
Because that makes you want to leave that place. It's uncomfortable. So once they give you your fast food, they don't want you to stick around like it's a restaurant. They want to get you the fuck out of there. So that's why red and yellow are always the fast food places.
Mm-hmm. And if you think about it, what is a happy person? Would you rather hang out with a person who's like married and has children and has a healthy sex life with their partner, and is balanced hormonally, or do you want to deal with the person who's like sexually frustrated and just went through a divorce? Like, we demonize sexuality so much because it's, once you've messed that up in a person, that's a great starting point to make a slave. Like,
Wow.
the religions utilize that. They were like, okay, we're going to make all of this sin. This is all evil. Y'all can't do any of this. It's all feel guilt and shame. So they can have their little slaves.
Next thing you know, Sodom and Gomorrah, butt sex, anarchy, chaos.
I know. They wanted some tail.
And they'll take it from anyone they can get it, man, woman, animal, otherwise. That's an example of the degeneracy where these kind of paths can lead you, folks. If you're not super based in like, I really wish I had a better way to put it, but for men, especially young men, not to be crass, but just stop pedestalizing the P. It's not smart for you. It's not a good look. It's actually not endearing you to the women that you're lusting after. It's not respecting them. It's not respecting yourself. It's just, I couldn't give you any bigger advice as a young man.
I wonder what would happen if I made a post on this. I think like, people would be like, what the fuck?
What kind of post? What would you say?
I don't know. I don't know. It's too high level. I couldn't make a post on this. This would be like a whole like long form conversation. That's the only way. But no, when someone has depleted sexual energy, they do not have the will or momentum to thrive. Exactly. There's nothing to live for. Ancient Chinese dynasties had eunuchs that kept as slaves. Exactly. It's just common sense. It's just common sense. It's not like, it's just common sense. Like, you want to change the world? Like, get your will up. Turn your pilot light on. Just post it.
What's eunuchs or whatever that Sunday was talking
Eunuchs
about?
were the people who got their, like, balls cut off and everything.
Oh, shit.
You know. Castrated.
Dude.
Eunuchs, I think, yeah, they had their balls cut off. They didn't.
Bro, that is so fucked up to do to a guy. Like, I would sooner you kill me than
A lot
me
of
suffer
them
that fate.
died. A majority of them
I would hope
died.
so. I would hope I did, because I wouldn't want to live
They
after that.
bled to
That's
death.
just, I would hope I do. I don't want to survive that.
They bled to death. It was a good position to have. You were comfortable. But a lot of them.
Yeah, if you're comfortable not having a dick anymore.
They did have their penis. They just didn't have their balls.
What?
Yeah, castration is what the Arabs did to the black slaves, where they just castrated everybody.
So wait, they kept the dicks. Does that mean they could still have sexual activity, or do they need the
No.
testes to be?
No.
Whoa! Why'd they do that? Obviously, it's a degrading thing or something, right?
Because they had them in the palace,
Culling.
and so they needed them neutered.
Yeah, so that if they had sex with anybody else,
Yeah.
they couldn't be making babies or whatever.
Yeah, they couldn't. It wasn't functioning properly. I don't know much about it, but I'm sure the functionality went down significantly.
Yeah, well, the king, I can imagine, was like, look, we're going to be having a bunch of crazy, freaky orgies around here, and I don't mind you guys banging out my wives, but I can't have my wondering if that's my son or not. You know, I got to know that's my prince, so got to cut your balls off, boys. Sorry.
Yeah, they were de-sexed like mules. I know, it's crazy, but they were... And also that whole, like, their hormones were all messed up, so they weren't, like, masculine. They couldn't be, like, alpha. They couldn't challenge anybody or...
Fuck no, you ever cut a dog's nuts off, man? Totally changes the personality of the dog.
But at the same point, they did have that sneaky... They were still sneaky.
Oh, they'd be super vindictive. You cut my balls off, bro. I'm going to do everything I can to get back at you in this lifetime. Every second of every day will be spent thinking about how I can make this even.
You say that with some passion. You're like...
Dude, it hits me deep. It actually hurts. It gives me like almost a stomach ache even thinking about that. That's so fucked up to do to somebody.
Every day of my life, you're like, there will be blood. Like...
I'd sooner you cut off one of my arms or legs or something. Honest to God. No questions. You know, like, I wouldn't even... Go ahead. No decision there. Take my arm. Leave my dick.
Wait, leave
or balls or whatever.
My right hand. Leave my right.
I'll get good with using my left. I don't care. Just leave one and leave the balls. No, I'll adapt. Always do.
Oh my gosh. Oh my god. So funny. Oh, well, this is a
That's so
super.
fucked up that they leave the dick there. Like, it makes me wonder why they leave the dick because, like,
I
I don't
don't
want to
know.
think too
I
much
think
on it,
castration. I don't know the whole thing.
but it's
Maybe
like
it's a
if they
thing.
don't have testes anymore, they can't be aroused sexually, so that's not serving any function. So do they just leave it there to kind of like humiliate them? Like, yeah, you still got one, but it don't work anymore, fucker,
I think it's just so
loser.
they could pee.
Yeah, that's probably. You can pee, but you can't come. I don't want to live that way. Am I the only one, young man? I'm just kidding. If I can't come and only
But
pee.
that's how so many kids are now. They're all castrated.
Oh, I know. Well, from what I hear, I think it's 33%. No, it might have been 60. It was something alarming. I think 66% of men under 25 years old right now are virgins.
Wow.
And then I heard 66% of young ladies right now are sexually active outside of any relationships and have children out of wedlock and stuff. It just sounds like it's very very kind of out of whack, dare I
Yeah.
suggest.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to judge anybody. I mean, I have many friends from many different. You do you, but
Yeah.
that's not like the natural state of things.
Yeah.
That's for
Men
sure.
are definitely retreating into their like shells.
Well, they're being emasculated in
Chemical
so many ways. Like
castration. They're doing chemical castration through the food.
that's what I was just going to get at. From the time they're born, they're being attacked from front, left, center, in their immune systems, their food, just every bit of them. We've talked about it. Like, you can see it in these young people. Like their
There's
bodies are not
nothing.
looking
They
natural.
look like menopausal women.
Yeah,
That's
it's
the
not good.
figure. That's the figure of these like teens, menopausal women.
Formless, shapeless. You know,
Just
kind of like no
dumpy.
bone structure,
Too much estrogen, collecting
no muscles.
muscles. It's nasty.
He knows grown men who have never had sex.
That's
Well, here's the thing,
not.
Zendaya. That's first of all, they call those incels, which I think is the most pathetic name. You should never adopt that. If you're, it means involuntary celibate. So it means you can't get laid if you try. And I guess they're like wearing that as a something to be proud of now. But
I
here's
just
something
love their
interesting.
rants. I love their rants.
Go
They're
ahead.
like, I'm serious. These women are terrible. Like they just have like temper, like toddler temper tantrum. Like,
Bro, this behavior you're displaying right now is exactly why you can't get no ass. That's what I would tell them.
you look
Like,
like you're
you
gonna
getting all resentful at
strangle
women
somebody.
like that? You're acting like they owe you fucking some pussy, man. Like, no, you have to go out and earn that. And if they don't want to give it to you, don't get bitter about it. Go get better if you want it.
So
You think that's a
these
good
grown
look?
men look like they're on birth control, dead ass.
Seriously. Well, here's what's crazy. So, like, I don't know if you ladies can fully appreciate this. So, men aren't born with any sexual marketplace value. They have to earn each sexual encounter they have every time from a woman who's giving it to them. Women, you guys can kind of walk outside from the time you hit puberty and have your selection of a ton of suitors to fuck anytime you want. So, for men who become more, I guess, resentful of the fact that they've never been good with the ladies or whatever it is, they start to get really bitter about it because they are never going to get laid and they know it.
But
They see
why?
it. So they start to
Why
hate you guys.
there's so many like ugly chicks out there.
Even the ugly chicks have plenty of options, and unless you
Even the
make
ones
yourself at
that do
least somewhat a catch.
the like over shots where they need to be able to hide their tummies so they can just get
I
a
hear
little
you.
bit of cleavage in the shot and then
You have
like
no idea how many. Yeah. I hear you, girl. Like, I can't imagine it, but you have no idea how many desperate, gross dudes, including a friend or two of mine, I would throw them under the bus. Like, will bang that broad out, like, no shame. Anytime she can. I know. I've always been a quality over quantity guy. I can't imagine it. But there are many, many desperate or whatever dudes out there willing to, yeah, I'll pound out that 400 pounds.
muffin top,
You know what I
drop
mean?
top. Oh my god. No, I can't with the stomach being bigger than the boobs. If the stomach stick outs farther than the boobs, we can't be friends.
My one homie said the funniest thing to me the other day. He's like, bro, I'll be walking around the neighborhood and I'm seeing a bunch of people in relationships. They look like 10. I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, the dude and the chick walking down the street, 10. You know, like she's all big and rolly. And he's like, oh, I was like, oh, shit.
A lot of the liberal women are not very attractive because they are loud and angry. Therefore, they're miserable and unattractive. Yeah.
I didn't say it, folks.
I love hot women, but it's hard because I need the longest term potential and character too. Yeah. I'm convinced that guys don't really want a super hot chick. They want somebody just good enough. You don't want the like sprinter of the pack. You want the one that's kind of just, taking a nap, not too.
Yeah, I think I see what you're saying. So here's the thing: we definitely we want hot girls, but the level of hotness will be compromised for how dope a chick you are. You know what I mean? We'll come down in hotness a little bit to get a cooler chick, a more whatever you like in a girl.
Yeah.
Whereas
Yeah,
the hotter the girl, the more often the handful they are sometimes, and it's hard to freaking deal with that because they get it from everybody, catering to them their whole lives. So they're kind of like, my shit down stink. I'm like, see you later.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, I'm sorry, a lot of these dudes out here are straight bitches though. Like, I'm sorry.
Oh, for
They're
sure,
straight
for
up,
sure. Don't be sorry. They're pathetic.
straight up bitches.
Beta
I'm like, you
males.
sound like just like super bitchy. I'm like, where's this agreeableness? Where's this? I don't see any of that. They're just bitchy. Like,
Oh, they're worse than women now with the
they
bitchiness and stuff.
are.
It's
I'm
like,
serious. They really are out here like worse than a female. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, it's like they're trying to beat you to the punch. Like, you don't even know me, but you want to have your little sassy. I'm a woman. They're like, they're just like, what's going on? Honey, you owe me some. You better get me some dinner.
Oh no, you didn't, girl.
I know. I'm just like, oh.
Yeah, they're terrible, man. I don't envy you ladies in that regard. What I will say is I don't hate on the betas. I try to like shame them jokingly into not being so beta because it makes me look a lot better by comparison. So they're doing the work for me. You know, all the betas out there, the more betas that exist and the worse, more egregious they are, the better off I'm just a normal average dude like me.
Yeah.
Seems to everybody else. You know what I mean? Because it's like, wow, he's kind of annoying and shit like that, but he's actually kind of a guy. And you don't see that much anymore.
Yeah, at this point.
That's all it takes.
At this point, you're just literally trying to find someone who's an actual male man. Like, he's actually.
Yeah, that sets me apart from many men now. That's what I'm saying. Just from the jump, like, just not being a bitch like that has set me far apart from much of the pack. And I would advise you young men to start acting that way too.
They just
stop being such bitches.
Like, it's not cute. It's not getting me. Betas get married faster. Okay.
Yeah, they're called beta bucks. She'll let him put her up in the house and shit like that, but whenever she wants sexually satisfied, she's gonna go find herself an alpha or dump his ass. He can provision for her, and she'll fuck him as little as she has to keep him on the line. But she doesn't like him animalistically or attractively like that. Betas definitely marry faster. And also because alphas aren't going to fucking settle down like that if they have options. Alphas have options because they're rare.
Yeah.
There's a beta born every second.
I don't know. I see a lot of people, I like seeing like the regular dude who's got like a hot chick and you're just like, what? And then you're like, oh, okay. Like, she's not hot, but
I love seeing that too, but
she's not hot. She's not ugly. That's what I mean. She's not ugly. Like, she's not actually ugly. Like, she looks nice.
So like two generic, just a generic like
just like
well-suited
generic couple. Like, he's like a guy. He's not like super ripped or anything or whatever. And she's not ugly at all. Like, she's not hideous. And they're just nice people, and they're just chilling and hanging out. Like, I think that's great. And I don't think those guys are betas. I think they're just...
No, that's refreshing.
I think they're just...
That's refreshing
dudes.
to see.
Yeah, I think they're just dudes, and they're like, oh, I like her. They get along, It is what it is.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of rare in my experience, but I believe in those cases, that's two people that have come to realize their marketplace value, so to speak, and that they match. I think a lot of people have unrealistic standards about themselves now, and they expect the world to be given to them for not necessarily providing anything worthwhile in return. And because of that, everybody's just pricing themselves out of any suitors. It's like, just come back down to earth a little bit. Nobody's perfect, you know. You're average, he's average. Why don't you guys work together? But people can't really seem to do that very well.
Yeah, because again, their sexual energy's all screwed up. So.
Yo, Layla, was Ike Turner a beta? Deep question from my dude, the doctor.
No.
Good answer. Yes. Alpha male.
Yeah, Ike Turner was a psychopath, though.
Bitch, get over here. Where's my microphone?
No, that was sad.
No beta, though. No, it was sad. I'm just taking light of it. It's fucked up.
Because her mom basically gave her up to him when she was like 15. It's like, oh, go ahead. So, yeah, that's.
Oh, shit. How much older was Ike than her when she gave?
He was an adult.
What the?
Yeah, but her mom was
amazing.
The quintessential mammy of let me just pit my kids out.
I see that all too often, and it makes me really sad seeing kids being used as like, God forbid, a paycheck or anything even shorter of that. Like a lot of times I'll see parents using the kid as leverage against like the divorced parent or whatever and stuff. I'm just like, damn, dude, that's so fucked up.
Yeah.
Ike Turner was a revolutionary, but his legacy was tarnished.
Yeah, because
I don't know enough about Ike Turner. Well, yeah, that'll tarnish it. That'll definitely tarnish it. He's lucky to still have a reputation at all. In this cancel culture, dude, if you even raised your hand to a woman before you even hit her, you'd be. Ike Turner, he tarnished. He escaped with just the tarnishing. I would say he did all right. How is he a revolutionary? I don't know his story at all.
Trump is gonna go on Timcast. Ooh, that episode's gonna get taken down from YouTube.
Dude, if I were them, I would be looking for ways to put that out before you even put it on YouTube.
No,
I could see YouTube doing something unprecedented.
He's probably not even gonna
do that. Yeah, I wouldn't even expect it to make it through the full broadcast live of that event on YouTube. They're gonna fucking. I tell you what, though, love him or hate him, I'm gonna freaking find my popcorn and be tuned into that. Trump is freaking entertaining. You got to give him that. Trump knows how to work a microphone.
I'm always gonna be a fan. I'm sorry, like it is what it is. Nobody's perfect.
I am too, girl.
Nobody's perfect, honestly, but it is like.
Look, he's always telling people, I always want people to have their own choice. I will never push for mandates with the vaccines. Granted, I don't like his strong stance on pushing them. However, Trump over the years, I didn't initially support him and vote for him. I didn't trust any of them. But he won me over with moves that would come out like down, sometimes weeks, months, even a year or two later down the road that I was questioning initially. And I'm like, holy fuck, how did he set all that up? He's such a boss. He's playing all these angles.
Yeah, just telling people fake news. Just letting people in on the game.
Well, he's doing it.
Nobody knew these bulls.
The fake news thing alone. When they say that he's a traitor or something, he's working for the other guys, I'm like, that doesn't make any sense to me because why would they expose their freaking propaganda arm as fake news? They didn't have to do that to themselves. Why would they let him do that if he was one of them? That doesn't make any sense, guys. And then, like, the vaccine thing, I'm like, what I think is happening, there's.
Oh, you're stalling.
Yeah, my bad. I was getting a phone call. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear me? Cool, my bad. I got a phone call. But with the vaccine, there's people. Awesome. If I'm delayed, bear with me. But my mom, there are many, many people like her in society who were not even considering going back to opening or any sense of normal without having a vaccine. So I feel like he was just like, you fuckers are going to hold us all up. Here you go. I'm going to rush it out at record speed and brag about it like I always do because that's what you wanted. And, you know, everybody has the right to choose. He also promoted ivermectin from the beginning, hydrochloroquine, a bunch of alternative options. I'm like, dude, he's not the vaccine salesman you guys are making him out to be. I truly just see him as playing an angle right here. Because how's he going to get back in the White House if he doesn't win over that majority of normies like my mom and shit?
Most people like it. Like we act like.
He needed to do that. If he didn't do that, if he didn't embrace it, those people would never, ever. They already think of him as a freaking off the hinge nut.
Yeah.
If he would have not been, if he would have been anti-vaxxer in any way, shape, or form, public relations wise, disaster. Never getting back in the White House.
Done for.
So don't. When people start coming at Trump like sideways always accusing him of being Zionist and stuff. I'm like, all right, man, if you can sauce, but like he's done so much good shit undeniably for us that his track record has kind of won some benefit of the doubt. And for you guys to be so ungrateful about that when you don't have any real fucking treacherous information on him is actually kind of fucked up. If I were him, I'd be like, you know what, maybe I'll just go retire into the sunset.
Bitches. These people are ungrateful.
Dude, what if you're him, what would stop you from being like, you know what, maybe I'll just go retire on some beach somewhere into the sunset, banging my supermodel wife into the rest of my days and fuck all these people in the country. You know, like I did all that for them and they all turn on me that fast. Why should I? But he won't, because Trump's a fucking boss and he's always there. He's always in it for the fight. I love his personality like that. But yeah, dude, he hasn't turned on us at all, as far as, if you ask me, at all. He's the only one trying to fight. He got ripped off. He got literally stolen so badly, the presidency. And nobody even cares about election integrity, like my mom, because they wanted him out so bad because they hate him so much. I'm like, you don't understand, though, that like the whole foundation of our system, doesn't matter how much you love or hate somebody, it relies on election integrity. Mm-hmm. Like, so if you throw that out the window just because you want to get rid of this asshole that you really hate, the whole system's out the window and you'll never get it back. And they're so worked up over the guy that's still like, well, and fuck that guy, fuck Cory. It's like, you guys are nuts. That's why I said fuck them. Like, that's why I was like, I'm not in this for those kind of people anymore. You can lead a horse to water, can't make it drink, and sometimes it might fucking try to kick the shit out of you for leading it there. That's what I've come to learn. Fuck them, dude.
Yeah.
They want to meet you at the water. Maybe I'll show them how to drink, but like, I'm not leading any horses there begrudgingly anymore.
Choice. And if, you know, people want to, like, he's just one person. Like, this whole, like, he's Santa Claus or something. He's just one person.
Which, by the way, he is, dude. He's miraculous. All this shit. He inspires me. That's an alpha male.
Yeah.
That dude's a boss. That guy, proud to have him as my leader. If anybody could single-handedly get it done like some Santa Claus miracle worker, it's Trump. But he needs our backup, and he deserves it. He's out there tirelessly working for us. Like, you guys are going to cut him down because you don't have any fucking factual proof that he's like a traitor like you claim?
Just want to turn. That's all. They just want to turn.
And half of these people like got famous or got a lot of clout off of fucking promoting Trump and riding that wave too, and then they turn on him. It's just so irritating.
It's really petty. I'm just like, whatever.
When you say he still shouldn't have boasted about it with ego, is this your first night? You know who Donald Trump is, right? Like, everything he does, he's going to boast about with ego, and that's what I like about him. It's refreshing. I love his bravado. That's his game. Of course, everything he does, he's going to brag about it with ego. Everything. Telling him not to do that is like telling him, well, you should have like not been Donald Trump.
Yeah.
That's how he got in. That's how he pulled off the most audacious presidency steal in history. To be the foundation guaranteed. They never thought Hillary Clinton was going to be beat Trump.
Yes, I'm ready for 45.
Mariah, hell yeah. Mariah's
I went to the White House. The energy was really good. It was really, like, I wanted to go there and see what the energy was like firsthand. Like, it was really, really good, positive energy. So I'm sorry. Like, it is what it is. Like.
When did you go?
I went for, like, a Blexit event.
Oh, that'd be dope.
Yeah.
I really like Candace Owens. I don't know, man. She gets a lot of heat from people, but I really like, she was ahead of the game with BLM more than anybody I remember. Cool. A lot of other things, too. Yeah, George Floyd. Cool. She's got a nose for things. I like her style. Mm-hmm. She gets a lot of shit talked on her, though.
Yeah, it's a lot.
I think it's jealousy.
Everybody wants to be a hater, but, I mean, hate on me so that I can cultivate that hate energy and turn it into something positive for myself. Like, it is what it is. Like, once you can, like, transmute energy, then it's like, whatever. I don't even care. Attention is attention.
That's no publicity is bad publicity, as they used to say in the movie business. Exactly. And you're right. That's what Candace does, like Trump does. You can tell they wake up in the morning like, oh, which fake-ass punk media journalist am I going to savage today? Who wants to fuck with me? It's like what they get up for. And, like, you should let that kind of thing inspire you.
Yeah.
The more haters you have, the more successful you are.
She panders too much for me. Yeah, Candace does. She does love her white man. She does. When I was down for her.
Hey, what's wrong with that?
She loves her some white men. I'm just like, look, I was like, at the end of the day, I'm not picking up a shield for no white guy. No, they can pick it up. I'm not gonna, no. They can.
Maybe that's why I like her even that much more. You might be right. You might be onto something,
She
but I
panners.
like Candace
She
Owens.
panners for sure. She's like, I need to defend these white boys. I'm like, look.
I, for one, appreciate it, Candace. Thank you.
Like,
We out here.
that's not about to be
White guys matter too.
that's not about to be me. They have white women to help them. They have themselves.
Oh no, we don't. The white women hate us almost as much as the black women hate the black men. No, we don't. You heard it here first. It ain't all love and roses over here on the white side. I don't know what you guys think from outside, but no.
Candace does not
white
have
woman.
time for the colors crayons who haven't done thing for that. Exactly. That's the other thing too. It's like these people out here, they're not about to do shit for
Yeah,
you.
that's a great line, Zendaya.
They're not about to do
Yeah.
shit for you. I'm not. No.
Right. They weren't there helping. They were crabs in a bucket my whole way up, still are. Yet they expect me to be looking out for them somehow?
I look out for people
No.
who are down. These white lib women be nuts though. I'm not. No, I'm just. If you're cool, you're cool. But I'm not gonna be like out here on the front lines marching.
Yo, have some fun with me in the chat. Type a 1 if you think the white liberal woman is the hardest thing to deal with on this side of heaven. Type a 2 if you think it's the black militant woman. Let's see where this goes. 1 white liberal woman, 2 black militant woman. Hardest to live with. Go. Starting with you, Layla. I'll answer 3. 1 plus 2. I wouldn't want to pick.
I know. I was about to say. I'm like, oh.
I'm glad. Smart. Hold your tongue on that. Look, we're getting some ones.
1 and
We're getting
2,
some
1. But these are white guys, so they probably haven't even dated a black woman.
He white. That's why they have so much disdain for the white liberals. They're like, oh, that's who they've been dating their whole lives. They're like, yeah, one for sure.
Zendaya is pulling out too because they won't wake up faster. Yeah, that loses a lot of points.
What's that mean? Only because they won't wake up
Because
faster.
these women, these number 2s are not about to wake up to any. They don't focus on their best interests at all.
Justin just came in saying black woman. I don't even think he heard the question. But
I know.
You don't even know how appropriate that is. So 2, Justin. That would be your answer.
And because
hilarious.
all those white lib women, they do have husbands. Well, that's because white men actually get married. So.
Yeah, but they're definitely wearing the pants in that relationship, and they both know it.
20,
There's no doubt about
30% marriage rate in the black community that's not, you're not going to see people out here wearing rings.
Yeah, more often than not, no.
All right. Well, I need to get off. But this was a really good conversation. I had to make up for the earlier invite.
Oh, well, you sure did.
All right. Yeah, this was
Well done, my lady.
Yeah, you guys take care. Stay positive. Stay healthy. Work on your health. Get that libido up. Because we can't be out here looking dry and being dry. All right.
Amen. And young men say, oh no.
Oh no. All right. See you.
2 words of advice.
Bye.
Peace, girlie.